What if everything the Jedi told us about destiny was a lie? What if the Chosen One prophecy wasn't about saving the Jedi, but destroying them? What if Anakin Skywalker was never meant to be a savior, but a weapon forged by the Force itself to burn the galaxy down so something new could rise from the ashes? Tonight we're diving into 20 dark truths about the forgotten prophecy, the one hidden in the Jedi archives, erased from history, and feared even by the Sith. And once you hear them, you'll never see Star Wars the same way again. Theory 1. The prophecy was mistranslated. The Jedi clung to the phrase, "bring balance to the Force," but language is slippery. In old tongue fragments from the dawn of the Jedi era, balance doesn't mean peace. It means equilibrium through destruction. Think about it. A scale only balances when weight is added to the lighter side, or when the heavier side is cut away. The Jedi believed balance meant light would triumph. But what if balance meant equal darkness and light? Or worse, what if it meant clearing the scales entirely? When Anakin slaughtered the Jedi, was he failing his destiny or fulfilling it to perfection? Theory 2. The Sith planted the prophecy. The Jedi claim the prophecy was ancient. But how can we be sure? Some scholars whisper that Darth Bane, or an even earlier Sith Lord, seeded the prophecy among Jedi seers centuries ago. Why? Because it was the ultimate weapon of deception. Convince your enemies that salvation is coming from within their ranks, and they'll blind themselves. That's exactly what the Jedi did with Anakin. They raised him, trusted him, and never saw the knife until it was in their back. If the Sith forged the prophecy, then Anakin wasn't destiny. He was sabotage. Theory 3. The Force as a living being. The Mortis arc in the Clone Wars revealed that the Force may have consciousness, a will that moves through avatars like the father, son, and daughter. The father even said Anakin was destined to replace him as keeper of balance. But what if the Force doesn't care about good or evil at all? What if it only wants constant flow? The Jedi blocked the river with strict dogma. The Sith tried to dam it with domination. Anakin's destiny was never about saving. It was about smashing the barriers so the current could run free again. Theory 4. The birth of the Chosen One, Shmi Skywalker, claimed there was no father. Qui-Gon believed Anakin was a virgin birth, created by the Force itself. But Legends texts hint this may not be unique. The Force may periodically birth Chosen Ones whenever the galaxy stagnates. Think about it. The Rakatan Infinite Empire fell mysteriously, as if guided by the Force's hand. Revan rose during the Jedi Civil War as a balancing agent between light and dark. And Anakin may have been one more cycle in this eternal reset button. If true, then somewhere in Rey's age, another Chosen One is already being born. Theory 5. The prophecy spoke of twins. The Jedi assumed it was about one being. But Force lore often speaks in pairs. Duality, sun and moon, shadow and light. What if the prophecy was never about Anakin alone? Luke and Leia together embody perfect duality. Luke, the light-bringer, savior of Vader. Leia, the warrior and politician who carried forward the strength of the Skywalker bloodline. If both were meant to fulfill the prophecy, then Anakin's role was only to create them. His destruction gave rise to their balance. Theory 6. The Jedi buried a darker line-lost manuscripts. Like the Journal of the Wills, mention a chilling verse, and through fire, the chains shall break. This isn't about harmony. It's about purging, burning, unmaking. The Jedi might have erased this line from the archives, afraid of what it meant, that only through war and suffering could balance be restored. Anakin's fall to Darth Vader, the Clone Wars, and the rise of the Empire, all of it may have been the necessary fire. Theory 7. Balance through extinction. The prophecy might not have been about saving anyone. It may have meant wiping the slate clean. Imagine, No Jedi, no Sith, just raw force free of manipulation. When Anakin destroyed the Jedi Temple, it looked like failure. But what if it was fulfillment? Palpatine's eventual fall, Vader's redemption, and the collapse of both orders left the galaxy free for a new interpretation of the Force, one beyond dogma. Theory 8. The true master of the prophecy. Here's a wild thought. What if the Chosen One wasn't Anakin, but Sidious? Palpatine did bring balance. He wiped out nearly all Jedi, leaving the galaxy equally dominated by Sith. For over 2 decades, there was no imbalance, only one ruler, one dark force. That might have been the balance the prophecy foresaw. Theory 9. The prophecy was a Sith trap. Darth Plagueis obsessed over manipulating the Force. Sidious inherited his obsession. Some believe the Sith tampered with Jedi records, twisting the prophecy so the Jedi would misread it. Think about Yoda's words. A prophecy that misread could have been. That wasn't caution. That was confession. Theory 10. Balance as a cosmic war. Balance doesn't mean calm. In Rebels, Bendu described himself as the one in the middle. But even he was capable of devastating rage. Maybe balance is constant conflict. The galaxy endlessly swings between Sith dominance, Jedi resurgence, and the rise of new philosophies like Rey's. Anakin wasn't the end. He was the beginning of a cycle of eternal war. Theory 11. The Lost Star. Map. Ancient Jedi texts in the High Republic era spoke of holocrons that mapped not just stars, but cycles. Patterns of rise and fall in the Force, repeating across centuries. If the prophecy was tied to such a map, then it wasn't prediction, it was just math. Anakin's rise was inevitable, the next node in the pattern. Theory 12. The will of the midichlorians. Qui-Gon said Anakin had the highest midichlorian count ever recorded. But what if that wasn't a gift? What if it was programming? Midichlorians may not just be symbiotes. They may carry the will of the Force itself, using chosen vessels like pawns. Anakin's life choices, even his fall, maybe none of it was his. Theory 13. The prophecy's silence on morality. Notice carefully. The prophecy never says good. It never says hero. It only says balance. Balance can mean genocide. Balance can mean tyranny. The Jedi assumed the Force's will was aligned with theirs. They never considered that the Force might demand their end. Theory 14. Luke was the real Chosen One. Many fans argue Anakin failed. He didn't destroy the Sith. Sidious survived into the sequels, but Luke resisted darkness where Anakin could not. In Legends, Luke even flirted with the dark side and came back stronger, embodying balance within himself. Maybe the prophecy wasn't about birth, it was about choice. And Luke was the first to choose correctly. Theory 15. Rey as the final thread. The Skywalker line itself may be the prophecy. Each generation nudged the galaxy closer to balance. Anakin, destruction. Luke, redemption. Rey, unification of light and dark. By adopting the Skywalker name, Rey symbolically completed the cycle. She was the final thread, or perhaps just the next reset button waiting to be undone. Theory 16. The prophecy of the gray buried in Jedi records is a phrase. In balance, there is no light, no dark, only the gray. The gray Jedi of Legends, figures like Qui-Gon, Ahsoka, even Revan, may represent the prophecy's true goal, a Force philosophy that accepts both sides instead of denying one. Anakin wasn't gray, but his destruction paved the way for it. Theory 17. The prophecy was incomplete. Yoda admitted they may have misread the prophecy. What if they also lost parts of it? The unknown regions, Exegol, even the world between worlds might hold the missing lines. The parts the Jedi feared or never found. What if the prophecy's true end has yet to be revealed? Theory 18. The Cosmic Reset Button. The Republic lasted for 1,000 years under Jedi stewardship, but it grew corrupt, bloated, stagnant. The prophecy may have been the Force's way of pressing reset. Anakin burned it all down. From his fire rose the rebellion, the New Republic, and the future. Theory 19. An endless cycle of chosen ones. The scariest thought: there will always be another. Every few generations, the Force births a disruptor to tear down whatever power has grown too strong. If Rey's Jedi rebuild, who will the Force send next to burn them? Theory 20. The prophecy was never real, the darkest truth of all. What if the prophecy was just a myth? A story told by ancient Jedi dreamers, never real, never meant to be taken literally. The tragedy is that both Jedi and Sith believed it, and in chasing it, they doomed themselves, ending reflection. Maybe that's the real secret. Not that the prophecy predicted the future, but that it created it. Because belief is powerful. By believing in a chosen one, the Jedi raised one. By fearing it, the Sith weaponized it. And the galaxy was caught in the crossfire. Balance wasn't destiny. It was a choice, and that choice is still echoing across the stars.